hello, I have standards. Why are you bringing me to Lau Pa Sat for a first date?
You know what hurt me the most?
What?
Yesterday I was on a Grab ride, right? With this uncle, right? And then he was telling me, you need to marry someone who is ugly and not rich because he will never cheat on you.
Lies. There's always the ugly people.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Hot Pot where we hop into different transitions in life. I'm Nick.
I'm cute.
Wait, what?
Whoa, Freaky Friday.
I was waiting for you to say I'm cute. Then I was like, oh, it's me.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Hot Pot where we hop into different transitions in life. I'm Nick.
I'm Joey.
I'm Q, and today we're diving into the dating scene in Singapore, from ghosting, situationships, and the recent online dating shows that have sparked a lot of conversations on TikTok.
So we're asking, is modern dating...
Ayo, you're so emotional.
Hey, I know the dating scene not very good, but don't you cry.
So we're asking, is modern dating...
So we're asking, is modern dating in Singapore broken? Or are these shows helping people find love or just making the whole thing messier?
Okay, before we dive in, right, I have to ask, if we were on a dating show, right, which one of us do you all think will cause the biggest plot twist?
I feel like Nick might end up being the one that stir a lot of shit. He go boys dorm first, then they said this happened, then he go to girls dorm. Then the girl will be like, what the hell? Then got big fight, then he like,
No, I don't even know what's happening.
Then his solo shot, right, is like, honestly, if you are not going to own up to it, don't do it.
People just need to grow up.
No, but then again, I feel like Nick might be quite boring. You will focus on one girl and that one girl only. And then she's your Fitspo type.
Right.
She's a bit tan.
Then maybe like that.
Jess.
And the rest don't like her. So then no competition also.
Oh.
Like Bejion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. To kick things off, we've got a Reddit post from just 2 months ago
Ooh.
that really sums up the people's frustrations. Okay.
Okay.
So the question is, was the dating scene in Singapore so dry pre-2000s? I'm a 2000s kid. The prevalence of social media seems to magnify and cause an echo chamber of the struggles of dating in Singapore. That's number one. Number two, increase the accessibility to choices online, which leads to decision paralysis and an option of sourcing for a better partner. And the last thing is to glorify singlehood and independence.
And then this person ended by saying, is dating in Singapore now really more difficult than it was before, with and without technology?
I think with technology, it did kind of make everyone more exposed to a lot of bad stories and traumatic stories.
Yeah.
And then so it feels like, wow, the dating scene, damn jialat.
No, but I also feel that like the people are more focused on other things nowadays, like work or themselves, self-improvement, rather than in the past where the next milestone is I need to get married.
Right. So because that has shifted to be the priority, people date differently also.
Right. And I think standards generally are higher. People expect to be like, chased or wooed a bit more than in the past. And then I think also when you compare to like globalized standards, right, then people are always like, oh, your relationship should be like this, your relationship should be like that. Then it just makes it very hard for people to be content in their like relationships.
Yeah. I was having this conversation with a friend, and then he was telling me that when women say don't settle, and then the post is like, oh, a big ass diamond ring, or like just fancy things and big gestures, right? It kind of sets the standard way too high.
Agreed. Actually, I find it quite interesting. I feel like when we were a bit younger, right, when we were growing up with social media, then it was very romanticized to like look past material things. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to use a guitar string to make tie a knot, and then there will be the ring.
Yeah. It was a Tumblr era of fighting capitalism where they were like, material things are so lame, like we're bigger than that, we're deeper than that.
Yeah.
Right.
Then I feel like reality TV and social media celebrity culture has really pushed like this, I am unashamedly materialistic kind of a mindset.
But that's a group of people lah. Like I don't
But
think
then
society...
I feel like it's a group of influential people which has now then led to like hello, I have standards. Why are you bringing me to Lau Pa Sat for a first date?
Oh, I mean, we talked about this on a TikTok live before. If it was established before as a little joke, or we set context that we're just gonna have a chill date, then it's not disappointing. I think it's the expectations that were misaligned.
Okay, so some replies to the thread. Uncle here, last time dating more fun like opening a Christmas present full of mystery and surprise. Now everyone's life is laid out online and you can pretty much figure them out before even meeting. Having said that, I would hate dating in the current landscape as I figured my life is way too boring for reels.
Okay, I agree with the point about how everyone's online. Cause, right, back when I was on dating apps, if I was interested in someone, I will go and stalk first.
Yeah.
I will stalk, not because I'm crazy, but because I just want to make fact check, you know? I just want to make sure this person is legit. And I mean, I could read their lifestyle. For example, if they drink a lot, they party a lot. So I'm already judging these people and already deciding whether I want to date this person or not, which is not a very healthy way of getting to know someone from the get-go, I guess.
I feel like it's accurate and it's valid because you know that your social media account is a representation of who you are and it's a curated platform. It is what they are willing to post and what they're willing to decorate their lives to look like.
But I feel like I'm also not giving them a chance to meet me in person, to know them directly as who they are right now. Because they could be posts from like 2013 or 2018, right? And I'm judging someone 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So there was another comment that says, girls were everywhere and more open to just being friends. Then you try to pick from the many girls you've made friends with. Girls are more judgy now because boys have become creepier. When I speak to my younger relatives, they've got crazier and a lot more horror stories than I've heard from all my female friends combined. It honestly is shocking.
I call this the orientation group approach. Where you just make friends with everybody, then after that you pick one.
Which is a great time, right? I mean, like, it's an easy time to like
Easy
meet
lah.
people.
Easy to meet
and
people,
there's
no strings attached, no expectation that you are supposed to be like
you just
dating.
say like, we're just friends, right?
Just friends,
Then
yeah.
suddenly like each other.
And then you get to go out together a lot in a group. And there's a reason to do it. Yeah.
But what do you think about the point about
Boys becoming creepier.
girls are more judgy now because boys have become creepier?
It's true. I feel like there's a lot of the whole alpha incel, what makes you charismatic kind of school of thought that's teaching a lot of our very young men how to approach or snag a woman.
Wait, you know his voice got deeper in his recent videos?
Yeah.
He talks like this now.
Whoa, your eyes, bro. Like, that's some chameleon type shit. Why does it look like that? Huh.
But I think aside from that, there have been a lot of uni stories also. Of like peeping toms,
Oh, true.
sexual assaults, or harassment. Then it just paints a picture that the youths these days are like that, like they just don't know their boundaries and like they are not taught well, I guess.
I really do think that like social media now and the kind of content that's available and is very popular is having quite a negative effect on our, like, both on like young men and women.
Yeah, I agree. I think when the content now is so much on empowerment, you need to realize that you empower the good people, but you're also empowering the bad people, the ones that take it with delusion. So then they start adopting their own idea of reality, like, oh, if it's not a no, then it's a maybe. And I think it's very difficult also, like, as women, you have that whole victim blaming layer of things where you are afraid to say something. Sometimes you do say something, it is valid, and then he turns around and says, you think you're so pretty, I give you attention, and they turn it on you instead. I mean, we've had cases where people go to the authorities and even the authorities like don't take them seriously.
Okay, so talking about dating, while dating shows have always been popular, such as Singles Inferno, which we have covered in our previous episodes, recently there's been a show going around the internet that has even inspired Singaporean adaptations of it, called Pop the Balloon.
Have you all seen that?
Yeah, quite mean lah.
I didn't really watch the full episode, right? But I was noticing how a lot of creators on TikTok were shitting on the show. And I saw snippets of it lah, of like a bunch of teenage boys popping a balloon the moment a woman stepped in.
Okay, so the context here is that Pop the Balloon, or Find Love, is a dating game show on YouTube hosted by Arlette Amuli, where a potential contestant introduces themselves to a panel of men or women, each holding on to a balloon. If they find the contestant unattractive at any point of time, so it could be, I just see you only, right? Then I'll pop the balloon. So I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but Soul Fa did a Singaporean edition of Pop the Balloon on YouTube. So male contestants would introduce themselves. They'll say things like, I'm looking for an ABG, I'm expecting a big voluptuous ass, I'm here to look for my fifth wife, and things like that. The keynote here is that the talents are mainly 20 years old and younger.
I think they are too young to appear on screen.
Correct.
When it comes to a content like this, I feel like they're like, yeah, I'm just here to I just not my type, oh, not my type. Like everyone was saying not my type. But honestly, it was all linked to race. A lot of it was linked to race and not so much about getting to know the person on a like personality level lah.
Yeah, it kind of reads as like that they don't really truly understand digital footprint.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the priority for them is like, oh, clout. Maybe I can get some followers out of appearing on this thing lah.
There's no real intention of finding someone that they truly want to date.
Like if I was an employer or potential employer and then I see this, right, wow, it's a straight red flag. But then, okay, when dating shows, right, have this sort of a format where they are pushing people to judge based on first appearance, their looks and all that, then do you think that honest connections are actually possible? Or is it really just, encouraging things like racism, misogyny, body shaming, and just creating a lot of insecure young people?
I think in a format like that, it is created so that you don't need to give people the time of day because you are able to pop the balloon the moment you feel a disconnect.
You're talking about Pop the Balloon specifically,
Yeah.
but other dating shows might not apply to this.
Correct. I actually really love Love is Blind. I think it's a fantastic setup. The first season was very successful. I think it was the most successful one. The main couple, they're still together now to this day. They got married and they're still together. Some of them have kids. And then when it got famous, people started to know what questions to ask. So then they were like, in the later seasons, you have people saying like, oh, I wonder if I could pick you up. And there was one girl who just said a comment like, oh, I don't know if you'll be able to carry me. And she said that just as a like funny
Passing
comment.
remark.
She's not overweight by any means. Like she's not obese by any means. But because she said that, he thought she was. And then he decided to leave. But she's actually like very fit and lean, which defeats the purpose, right? Because I think they started trying to suss out, are you going to be hot enough?
As in, at the end of the day, right, it's inevitable that people will still care about the looks. I mean,
But normal dating, say, okay, so like just now we were talking about the orientation group kind of approach, right? Which is wholesome, right?
Yeah.
That one also you will go for like the attractive person first, right?
yeah.
So then while we're on this topic, is it okay to say you don't like someone because of a racial preference?
I think it's okay.
I think it's okay, but it depends on the delivery. I think if it's delivered in a way whereby this person says, I'll never date specific race,
Yeah.
then that's racism.
Clearly that's, so tricky.
Yeah, it's
it
tricky
really?
lah.
To me, it's tricky because the fact that you see a difference means that there are certain feelings towards different racial groups.
No, but it's just cultural similarities, ma. So let's say like if
Yeah.
I am a Singaporean Chinese, and then if you ask me about cultural similarities between me and another Singaporean Chinese or me and like a mainland like Chinese person, then I would have more cultural similarities with a Singaporean Chinese. So to me, I just see it like that.
I feel like it's also this sense of familiarity and wanting both families to gel well, or rather maybe me fitting into his family as well. Because the way we are brought up, the dialect that we speak, the language that we speak, I think it plays a part in terms of like how a relationship could be lah.
That being said, I'm not opposed to like dating outside like
same.
my own racial group, but I just feel that if someone has this preference, then it is justified as long as it doesn't come from like negative stereotypes or negative like perceptions of a racial group.
Okay, so Saffron also has a dating show called OK Chope, right? So for OK Chope, usually there's one person introducing themselves to three people
On a panel.
yeah. And then they will just introduce themselves, they will talk and then decide whether they want to chope that person or not. So I'm sure you guys have seen that viral video of this individual, this man, saying that he's a 10 out of 10. But then when asked about why he and his ex broke up, he said that, oh, they are different. But eventually he reveals that he cheated on her.
This guy look quite old also. As in he cannot use the excuse of like
I was young.
Yeah, youth lah. I don't know when this happened.
You know what hurt me the most?
What?
They were together for 5 years.
Oh.
Like, you have no respect for your partner who you've been seeing for 5 years and you've been loving for 5 years.
No, and like there's no shame. Like the fact that he can just like come out and like, oh, actually I cheat on her lah.
Yeah, so my question is the cheating culture in Singapore worse than before? Or
Nope.
is it just more amplified because of social media?
Right,
Yeah,
I think so.
I think
I feel
it's-
like cheating has always been there.
Always. I did know someone that was basically the xiao san, and I made it very clear to the person, I'm not willing to be a part of this. I don't condone this, and I'm not comfortable hanging out with you guys. Like, if you continue to do this, it's not even that you don't respect the person. I feel like you don't respect yourself because you don't even believe you have the ability to like face it properly.
I feel that like cheating, right? If we look at it very black and white, it's like there are certain acts of intimacy where you cross the line already, right? But then there is also the deeper emotional cheating where it's like recurrent and like this affair will cause you to leave your wife kind of cheating, versus like they go to dirty massage. I know people who might pauto their friends to the wives if it's like a more sinister cheating, if got children involved, that kind of thing, you know. But then if it's like they go happy ending,
That's crazy. Your wife no hands, man.
Oh my god! Speaking of which, sorry, yesterday I was on a Grab ride, right, with this uncle, right, and then he was telling me, you need to marry someone who is ugly, like not good looking and not rich, because he will never cheat on you.
Lies. There's always the ugly people.
No, then he say, 你看我 uncle 我50多岁了哦，我的朋友全部都 cheat on 他们的老婆诶。
It's always the ugly people that cheat. I'm sorry, you're ugly inside and out.
Yeah.
It was a very disturbing conversation. He started listing out women from different countries and telling me, right, that Singaporean women are just not up to the standard.
My God, you know what I want to do from now on? You know what we should do from now on? We
What?
keep balloons in our bag, right? Then when they're like that, we blow, then we pop. I will blow and pop in front of you now.
Question part.
I go first. I never go first before.
Is it 100,
How is that
100 plus episodes?
possible? She's always there, what?
Yeah,
But
Gotta
I
be.
always give you all first.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm just like such a good person.
You're a giver. Eh. Okay.
Today I take a. Would you rather date someone who always leaves the light on or someone who never replaces the toilet roll?
It leaves light on.
So
Leave light on. Toilet roll, I need.
Toilet roll is an intentional act of inconsideration.
because you know that it's
Yeah,
gone.
it will affect the next
Yeah.
person who uses the toilet, whether it's you or someone else. But light can just be forgetful, and at the end of the day, quite inconsequential.
Which dating show would you choose to go on?
Physical 100.
That's not a dating show. Actually, I can see
I
Q
think-
on Singles Inferno.
No, I think Singles Inferno a little bit boring.
I totally can see her on the
Go Paradise,
plane. Then the guy hold her, and then she like.
If you go paradise, you will smash.
I'm true. No, never. I will not kiss or smash on television.
Yeah.
okay?
I think
lah,
he's
fair.
possible.
I like that,
Latzi-
I like that, I like that.
Yeah,
Pack
Latzi
lah.
a
Pack
bit
okay,
hard.
ah. Pack okay.
I'll go on Love Island to play games.
I see. If you could rewrite the rules of any dating show, what would you change? Okay, Singles Inferno, except that it will be combined or hybridized with Physical 100.
Wow, I will watch
No,
it.
you
Right.
will go lah.
Oh my god, I'll go eh.
So they must all be super fit. Then they must
我喜欢
they must complete a physical challenge, but like real one. Not like the knock the cap off that kind. It's like
Yeah,
can you do
boring.
1,000 push-ups? That kind.
do the ski
like the
then
Japanese
you do
one.
rolls
Correct,
for like 1 hour
Yeah,
straight.
yeah, yeah. Then if you win, then you get a chance to go to paradise. But then when you go to paradise, right, got more surprise physical challenges.
Oh my god, so fun eh.
Okay, so recently there was this girl on TikTok. Her name is Cheykoh. She made a whole TikTok talking about how she had rejected Radical Kindness invitation to appear on his upcoming dating show. So she addressed a deeper underlying societal issue when she says that women need to take more calculated decisions to be taken as seriously as men. Then Radical Kindness followed up by posting Instagram stories to empower men, telling women not to fear judgment from society. But does this also undermine the truth that, women are held to higher standards on how they behave and present themselves? Because I feel like when it comes to dating especially, right, if a guy is just going around multiple women, express interest in multiple women, player. But then if a girl does it, then there's a bit of like slut shaming and all that typically takes place also lah. When you look at comments and all that.
Yeah.
And I generally feel that women also, they are not allowed to express their preferences as much as men. Where, if a girl comes on a dating show and says, I want someone who is like fit and attractive and rich, then there are always these comments from like, and typically I assume it's like insecure men who would then just come on and say like, you got to see yourself or not, who are you to? And then the immediate default response is to tear the woman down. Like, what makes you think you deserve to expect these sort of things lah? So I do think that women generally are at a disadvantage when they put themselves out there and appear on on a dating show.
For us, right, we are always very wary of who is inviting us on a set or on a show, right? Because the brand plays a part.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. But I feel like in general already, people don't feel safe being on the internet when it is being filmed and edited by someone else.
Yeah.
Like, we are becoming smarter, I think. And I think it's a good thing that we're being more aware. We had Joel as well, who told us about, if you ever get called to do a street interview, check and ask like what publication this is on, where it's going to be published, what is the angle, what is the question, and to review before it's posted. Like things like that, to be more like vigilant, because you really never know how it's going to be spun. And with how crazy cancel culture is, your life can change overnight. People lose jobs even though you're not in the wrong, and it will affect your potential dating life.
Yeah.
What do you all think is the right age for online dating shows, like to appear on an online dating show?
I feel like they should be 21 and above, right? Because for the Singapore's Pop the Balloon, most of them are 18 and 19. And the conversations they actually had was a girl asking them, are you financially stable? Then it's like, yeah, I'm an intern. I earn 1.2K. Then I'm like, hello, you are not even working yet. Like you have not even, as in, are you going to go to uni? Are you going to go NS? Like, what's the situation? Why are you asking whether someone is financially stable?
Hey, but so cute leh.
No, then the guy said, yeah, I am. Not to dismiss their level of income currently, but it's more for, that question is more for people like us, working
At a
adults.
later stage in life.
A full-time job, maybe second, third job, and then you're asking whether someone is financially stable, because
No 18 and 19-year-old is financially stable.
I mean,
Like
they're not
most-
earning.
Like 99% of Singaporeans.
It's almost impossible to be
yeah,
financially
unless you
stable
like
at
side
19.
hustle from young, that kind of thing.
From 12 years
old.
old.
Yeah.
I also think that when we said 21, it's because I've met 21-year-olds who are very mature. And I think it's possible that they have the right judgment of what to do or what to say in this kind of context. But not everyone is like that.
100%. I think on an ethical standpoint, 21, for you to be a legal adult is very important, just for legalities. But then I feel like because we know how shows work, there's a producer, there's a casting director. So when these people are allowed on the show, it's very clear that they are kind of like pawns for
Correct,
TV.
correct. So everybody that appears on a show like that, right, they will have been screened by a producer already,
Correct.
or like a show creator already. So if they go onto the show and then they say something super like inflammatory or triggering, right, just know that there have been like probably 3 or 4 different opportunities, right, to not let that happen. But the show still chose to let that happen and
Yeah.
chose to include that in the final edit.
Yeah. And I think in recent years, especially with the most recent Love Island season, it's very clear that consumers are becoming smarter, and they started asking the show to take accountability.
Yeah.
Because there have been like 1 or 2 occasions where they made very racist remarks in older tweets.
Yeah.
And also even recent ones. So then they were like, either you never screen properly, or you did and you put them in like the environment of the people they were being
Correct.
racist towards.
I mean, the other one, and okay, trigger warning, was also like a few years ago, on Terrace House, which is like a Japanese reality show, right? One of the participants on the show, she very sadly, took her own life lah. And that was the result of, something that had happened in the show. And then people online were just cyberbullying her and just like being very, very nasty to her lah. So then it became a huge issue because, okay, the show got cancelled, one. But then the other issue was that like the family members of the contestant then were suing the producers, and rightfully so, because at the end of the day, like the whole storytelling and all that, that is down to the show. Ma.
It's manipulated in some sense.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
there should be some accountability for like, if you edit the show a certain way and then you end up, getting someone like all of this hate and negative like backlash just to like, get eyeballs, then where is the line to be drawn lah? Yeah.
So then I have a question for the floor. Is it even possible for reality TV to be ethical?
Not really.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you are banking on someone slipping up somehow. And to be fair, it's like, you're recorded, what?
Yeah.
And I'm going to use it.
You signed contract already.
You signed a contract.
I did feel that like early seasons of Terrace, the first season of Terrace House, right?
wholesome, right?
Was very wholesome. It was really about friendship. Everybody like help each other achieve their goals, and I have this setback. So let's, as friends, young Japanese youths in Japan, let's help each other. Then after that, when it became very much more westernized, it was very mainstream, very westernized. Then they amped up the dating element, the love element. They brought in more talents from outside of Japan and all of that lah. Then it became very just dramatic.
I think there are a lot of people who would love to see something that could happen in their lives mirrored on TV because it normalizes that. But then there are a lot of people who would rather see someone else fuck up their lives. Then it's funny to them and then they can go on leading their lives mundanely and be happy.
Correct. So you live vicariously through someone else's fuck up rather than having to fuck up yourself to get this dramatic experience. Because it's inconsequential to you. Ma.
But do you think all these fuck ups online is clouding your judgment also? I mean, people's judgment about what a relationship should be like or how they should be receiving love or giving love?
I think that we ironically have started taking things a little bit too seriously now. There are clips that surface from reality TV shows, right? They'll be like, did you see his body language? Did you see his left arm? Did you see his face? And they start reading into everything and not realizing that sometimes producers take cuts that are not from the same conversation to fill. And they think they know everything. Suddenly everybody is a body language
Detective.
expert.
Correct. The Korean dating shows always like that, especially the ones with the panel and the commentators.
Correct.
Then they will psychoanalyze every single minor detail, and then the producers will slow motion, give you 5 different angles, playback of yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that in general, at least my circle of friends and the people I know, they are able to detach between dating in reality shows and dating in real life lah. But I can see how younger, more impressionable people might take that as the truth, and then it starts to affect the way that you perceive your own relationships and the way that you perceive the opposite gender also.
Yeah.
Okay, so to be fair, right, we are analyzing and talking about, dating shows, whether it's global or Singaporean, but we have also done dating episodes and all that before. But I think generally, and this is not to
biasness.
This is not biasness lah, but I have seen the producers, they are always very concerned about, will this portray the contestants in a negative way? So then we try to protect the contestants, which is something I feel like is the bare minimum that any dating show should do lah.
And I think the producers also really spend a lot of time casting people, reviewing their submissions, and also sourcing the right people, right? To make sure that they are single, they have the right intentions, and that they are open to dating.
In fact, when we were tasked to find people to come on shows, it was so difficult. Because there were a lot of people who are I would love to appear on the channel, but I can't do dating, it's too scary.
Yeah, or there were also a lot of people that we turned away because we know that they are just trying to apply for clout.
The producers did share with me that while they were casting people, open casting, they reached out to this guy and he was down to be on the episode. But then they found out that he is attached.
Oh?
Huh?
Yeah, I think they asked him whether
why? What's going on?
What's going on, and then apparently the girlfriend is okay with it. So
Because she's a fan.
I think so. I think she watches You Got Watch.
Wow, that's a very
say.
yeah.
In the name of content lah.
Yeah, but then I think it would ruin everybody's experience because if let's say the guys and I were there to really truly meet someone potential, then he's just there, for the vibes.
Yeah.
Which was a bit confusing for everyone. I think.
It is lah, but then again, I think maybe at the end of the day, there are dating shows that are purely designed to entertain, and there are dating shows that you try to really make it authentic and real. So as a viewer, it is important to make the distinction between the two lor.
Yeah, and I think that there's space for everyone lah.
Yeah. Okay. So for example, going back to the Lau Pa Sat example, right? TikTok person makes a comment saying, I am better than Lau Pa Sat. Then there's one camp that's you go girl, and another camp that's walao, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
So if you look at the people's reaction towards it, right? Public sentiment also can snowball and start to influence you as a person. Because maybe if at first glance I see wow, this girl
Okay,
super materialistic.
yeah.
But then I open the comments and I see everybody that's yeah, actually, you deserve better.
It's a herd
all that.
mentality lah.
There starts to become a herd mentality where materialism is okay.
But that's the thing, I feel like online, the space now has made it so difficult to have different opinions. I think we thrive in society because we have different opinions.
Yeah.
if everyone agrees with you, we'll never grow.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think that like being angry and starting like conversations where like, ew, you think this way, you are a bigot. Or like, I'm like, ironically, you are the bigot if you want everybody to think like you. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've talked about the dating shows quite a bit. Let's just step away from the shows. How do you all think we should be dating in Singapore today?
I think we should go for like real life offline dating mixers.
I
Oh,
think there's
like,
this like thing called footnotes.
footnotes?
Yeah.
Oh,
How
right.
you know?
I started that brand.
But I've heard that it's very exclusive. Like I've not been able to attend.
Of course, as a married man, you cannot go to the singles event. Then you think that that's
It's very exclusive.
Okay, wait, no, but what do you all think about dating mixers actually?
If I was single suddenly, I think I would go for mixers, and I would want to meet people authentically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think even if you don't meet your life partner, you'll make a new friend.
I will slide into people's DMs.
Oh.
Be very targeted. This is the target. Go for the target.
Straight away, Beijing on.
I find that dating apps. I find that it's mostly bots and like catfish, and that is the ROI not good enough. Too much time invested for like very little potential reward.
Yeah.
Then dating mixers, I think not bad.
Yeah, you one shot meet like 40 people, you know?
Correct. But then at the same time also like need to put in effort to go out.
Actually, don't you think now, like that, just based on our conversation, it's damn hard to date.
Now you know how I feel.
We are so critical of everything. We read
Yeah.
into everything. We suddenly ick about everything.
Yeah.
But we have also done very icky things. You know what I mean?
So with that, right? What's one unhelpful habit Singaporeans should leave behind when it comes to dating?
I think I would say give yourself the chance to form your own opinion. Yeah, and feel empowered in it before you ask your friends for what they think. Because sometimes it's so easy to send a screenshot and forward it to your group chat. And once everyone has sent their opinion, and it only takes the first person to reply to set the tone of how people perceive it. So if one person mocks it, everyone will start mocking it. But if let's say one person say, hey, actually it's quite sweet, what? Everyone's like, yeah, actually it's very sweet. Then it will change the way you view it also.
Actually, like I feel that behavior also is quite toxic in a sense where when that person texted you, he or she is probably texting you in confidence that, hey, this is a private conversation between you and I. So for you to then put it onto a group chat and then have it analyzed, one, you're not respecting that person, which doesn't set you both on a good foot in terms of like a potential relationship anyway. And two, I think it just means you cannot form your own opinions or thoughts about this interaction.
Yeah, I think a great marker is to ask yourself, if they did the same thing, would you think it's fair game? Would
Yeah.
you be okay? Because if a group of guys in their group chat, it's just like messages from girls that they're sending, to you it's very trashy, right?
Yeah.
So what makes what you're doing different? Just because you're girls.
I mean, you can ask for advice through like a voice memo,
Yeah,
voice
yeah,
note,
yeah.
right? Like, hey, he said this, what do you think I should reply?
Yeah, correct.
But maybe not screenshot the whole conversation.
I think some are okay if he's asking, you send like a screenshot of like, hey, pick you up at 6. They're like, oh my god, it's so exciting.
Okay,
Ah,
if
I
it's
think that's fine.
positive thing, I think fine.
Right.
But like if it's like negative or just to like
Shaming.
shame and all
Yeah.
that. Then,
Okay,
yeah.
but if he calls you a bitch,
okay, yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
Screenshot.
then
That one you
screenshot.
can, that one you can post on IG
Post on
story.
TikTok.
Tag his mother. Send his mother.
This is for the women out there. I think we need to stop saying I hate men.
Yes.
I get it. I get the feeling of like sometimes, for example, last night, the taxi uncle made me feel like I hate men. But if we're being very logical and being very realistic, you cannot generalize a whole population of men
Yeah.
just because of like the rotten ones, lah, right? Quote unquote rotten ones.
Yeah, I find it very counterintuitive and it goes both ways where you're just like, oh yeah, men always like that or women always like that. But then this is the same gender that you are trying to
Attract and like be
to
attracted to.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
For women, I find that the whole idea of like, borderline misandry already. Yeah, oh yeah, men are like, I hate men and so on and so on, right? It becomes very unattractive.
No, I think it's very cynical. You are creating this negative space for yourself, right? And that's who you're going to attract.
Correct. On the flip side, I think for men, right, you also need to stop discounting any and all of like a woman's baseline expectations for a partner lah. So if they ask you like, hey, can you dress a little bit better? It shouldn't be like a huge mountain to climb for you to like not wear your SAF admin tee to date night.
Yeah. And I think if people set their own standards, right, of what they want to receive, honestly, it's their tai ji. Like,
Yeah.
it's their own problem. Like, if you don't think that you can meet that and you're not even attracted to this person, then just walk away. It's a bit like, if you don't like the content, then just swipe away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not into this person, then why are you dismissing this person's standards and what they think is good for them in the long run and what they think that they deserve lah.
Yep. Okay, so at the end of the day, I think the main takeaway is maybe the Singapore dating scene isn't like messy in itself, but it's just that we are messy people. So it's a bit tougher to navigate. There's no formula or one size fit all. Don't let dating shows form all of your perceptions and opinions and thoughts about dating lah and relationships.
Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of The Hot Pot. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Me Listen.
And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
And comment down below if you got watched Meet a Dating Show. Would you watch?
Can I be on the dating show as like the host?
Okay, I think
Or the
host.
commentator or the panel?
Oh my god, can I join? I don't want to be
panel, very
contestant anymore. That
fun.
was stressful. It was a stressful
Also, two
day.
of us be the
We comment.
panel.
Wow, I think
Oh
that'd
my
be
god,
great.
Sui needs to be the next person.
Well, she go on dating show before.
It's also our.
Yeah. And we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Can I just say there's also another show, right, where they get twins on an island, they all have to date each other.
Eee,
And
that's very
there's another
incestual.
show where they bring a lot of young boys and a lot of like MILFs, but then they are all mothers to their sons.
Yeah, it's
So
damn strange. I've seen that.